Actually, we'll come across another franchise ad. I think it was James Home Services.
Yep.
It didn't go that far. I had a phone call and that was about it. My missus was like, "Why'd you go with James? There's gyms." Like she hadn't heard of James, whatever that one was. And she was like, "Why don't you just inquire about gyms?" And then that's why I was like, I don't know. This funny thing, I don't know that perspective that people have towards gyms. Like I kind of was in that mind space where gyms is too big. I don't want to go with them. I want to go with a smaller one. They might look after me more. That's where I was at. So I inquired with the other one first, but then I inquired with gyms. I actually called the 131 number and asked if any franchisees wanted a worker.
So today joining us on the first Gyms podcast of 2025 is Mohi. I don't know if I've said your name correctly. Did I step it up?
Nah, pretty close.
Close.
Mohi.
Oh no, Mohi, you sound older than me. From Gyms Window Cleaning in Werribee. Now, it's great to have another window and pressure cleaning franchisee on. We had a really successful one called Jacob a long time ago. He's still with us. He does a great job. So it's your second one from the division. And the reason why we're chatting today is because Jim sends his 30-day email to everyone and you responded with some pretty great stats. And he just forwards them always to me and interview you. And you've done some amazing numbers already. And your conversion rate as well is something I want to talk about as we go on to it. But first of all, what were you doing prior to gyms and how did you become involved with the franchise?
Yeah, before gyms, I was still working at a warehouse. I was doing warehousing. I've been in transport logistics for about 10 years. But I was running as independent, just pressure washing for about 2 years part-time. And obviously, all the challenges that independents face, advertising, marketing, starting, getting your brand out there. I went through all that struggle. So I was doing part-time pressure washing where I could and just working my normal night shift during the week. Yeah, and that was about it. I was trying to find a way where I could go full-time, like as a pressure washing. And that's when I decided to join gyms.
Now, you had a crack for 2 years by yourself. What did you find the hardest thing? Was it just getting cut through because of the brand name, or what was it for you that was hard about it?
Yeah, the hardest as an independent, probably marketing yourself, like knowing how to market. Like that's a big one where I think a lot of people fail when they're independents, like they hit a roadblock. So they'll get a few customers maybe off the community pages, but just getting to that next level, I didn't know how to market anyway, and wasn't able to get ongoing clients coming through.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because sometimes I manage all the social and we're seeing the comments all the time. Oh, it's easy. You don't need gyms. Just do some ads on Facebook or some Google ads and away you go. But as you said from your experience, it's not as easy as that. And a lot of people think it's that simple.
I did all that. I did the Facebook ads and I think I tried Google, but I didn't know how to do it.
Hard work. It's hard. Yeah, it's not. Some people think it's just a few clicks and all of a sudden away you go, but it can get quite expensive and it's not an easy thing as well. So you had a crack for a couple of years and then why did you then decide on gyms? Was it just you found it as maybe the best way to maybe accelerate your business with extra leads, or what was it about gyms person exactly?
Yeah, so I actually have a fleet washing contract that I just do every weekends. Like I said, I was just still working during the week part-time, but I wanted to find something to swap that around. Like I wasn't happy at the 9 to 5, like the warehousing, and I was doing night shift and it just wasn't working for me. So I was like, what's the fastest way to go independent? And then I started looking into gyms. It was either go independent, like through gyms, or go gyms, go full-time with gyms, or find another job that I enjoyed or do something else. I was just looking for something because my missus was working, we're both working, but she fell pregnant. She's actually pregnant right now. She's doing about a couple of weeks. And so I was running out of time to figure out what I wanted to do before she stopped working. So I just pulled the trigger on gyms and just went all in.
Very gutsy decision. My wife just had a kid, so we've got a 4-month-old baby. So it can be
Congrats.
It's going to be an exciting time for you. And it's going to be a lot of new things for you as well. But it's great to hear that you had that mindset and were thinking like that because it's a really good way to be. And a lot of people would probably might say, or a lot of people would think maybe stay safe in employment where you went the other route. And I want to do something I'm happy. I want to have a crack at doing my own business, which I think is really commendable as well. So with gyms, then obviously you've done the process. So how did you find because it can be quite confusing sometimes looking at a franchise from the outside. So how did you do your research, or how did you then come to the training experience?
I actually come across another franchise ad. Like I think it was James Home Services.
Yep.
And it didn't go that far. I had a phone call and that was about it. And then my missus was like, "Why'd you go with James? There's gyms." Like she hadn't heard of James, whatever that one was. And she was like, "Why don't you just inquire about gyms?" And then that's why I was like, I don't know. This funny thing, I don't know that perspective that people have towards gyms. Like I kind of was in that mind space where gyms is too big. I don't want to go with them. I want to go with a smaller one. They might look after me more. That's where I was at. So I inquired with the other one first, but then I inquired with gyms. I actually called the 131 number and asked if any franchisees wanted a worker. And then they passed me on to Musti, and Musti gave me a call. And then, it was pretty easy from there. Musti sent me the info pack. went in and had a actual face-to-face meeting and had a good connection with Mus. We're about the same age, and then it went from there. Because I could have made the November 3rd or October 13th training, but I missed it because my missus couldn't take time off work. So I couldn't only make you know how it happens every 3 weeks. So I had 3 weeks to ponder, and I actually did my 5-day on-road training before I even did the Marulba training.
Yep.
So yeah, once I did that 5-day on-road training, I was pretty much done before I even went to the actual training.
How'd you find the actual training from doing your own business?
It was good. So a lot of the stuff they taught, and that is stuff that I've kind of picked up along the way, like as an independent over the 2 years, but still all like good stuff. The food was mad. Like I could have gained a few kgs there. And it was just good, networking with other franchisees. And
we're all in the same boat. You know, you're all in there doing a new thing, and a lot of people, you know, leaving corporates or being independent doing it. So you're all in the same situation. And I was going to say as well, I remember you asked a few questions to ask Jim, which was good that you could ask Jim some questions as well. And I love the comment you just said before about, I've heard that comment mentioned a couple of times with people. They look at gyms and maybe another franchise system, they go, oh, gyms is too big. I might not get looked after as much. But how's the support been for you from Mustafa and from other people?
It's been like, that's probably one of the main differences between, or the main upsides, if I was to recommend gyms, was a support that you get. You don't get no one as an independent. Yeah, it's just either you, and then you get to that roadblock and there's no one to help you get over. So I've run into a couple of roadblocks, obviously in the first couple of weeks, and just having someone there to call, or like even the WhatsApp group where you get stuck, just chucking a message in there and ask, and you know, like, don't like have to be prideful and about like asking a question, because everyone's there to help, and they've all been where you have been. So like, that's probably the number one. When people ask me, would you recommend gyms? And I was like, well, yeah, if I was to start again, I'd probably just go straight to gyms and skip a lot of mistakes that I've made along the way, you know, as an independent. But Mus has been massive. He's even at the start where I was, you know, when you start, you're a bit nervous, like, where's the leads? Message them straight away. Yeah, he's supplied a bit of work for me too when I've had a few quiet days.
Yep, that's great. And I was going to say, because and how's the income been? You've been happy with the income you've been doing with gyms?
Yeah, I was probably fortunate enough. I started in November 17th, like kind of just peaking. So my first week, I did probably, I worked only 4 days, but they're only about maybe 4 or 5 hour days. And I did about $2,500 debt with that 4 days. The only reason why I couldn't work the 5th day was I had to go take my ute in to get the signage on it.
Oh, okay.
But it was a blessing in disguise, because I was knackered. I was just going like, you know, your first week you're just taking everything. So it was good that I had that day off. But yeah, ever since then it's been the second week. So the first week I hit the ball, the ground running, and the second week all the leads I was getting, I was booking in advance. So the second week was a little bit of a dip, but then after that it's been rolling.
Well, that's great, because you got a perfect 5-star record. I had to look at your customer service rating, which is fantastic. So you do a great job from there, and you also convert really well. I remember in your email to Jim, I think you said you convert around 75% or something like that.
Yeah.
What's your key then to converting leads? Then what's your method?
Just probably being genuine, like being a good person when you get there. The first impressions like massive.
Yeah.
Like even that, it starts before that actually. Like when you call them back within the first 10 minutes, 2 minutes, the quicker you call them back, like that, it starts there. And then obviously they teach you that at the training. But yeah, just being like genuine, I reckon, is a big one. And then
can you explain that? When you say genuine, what do you mean? Because it might be obvious to yourself. So let's just outline for people who might not. Let's just go through it. So what do you mean by being genuine? Is it just honest advice, or like how do you like that?
Yeah. So being honest advice, just being a good person, like first and foremost, just walking in and being relatable. When you're like going in there and you're like relatable, and they can see that you're not just there to like a salesman come there, like that's how I go in anyway. Just try and just be like normal and be like relatable to them. And they
smile on your face as well. You got some great teeth there, so I'm sure you have a good smile.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't have time to shave. Like that. And an actual tip is giving them options, like even emptying it on over the phone when you call them. So what I do is I'll call them, and then I'll come over and quote, and I'll tell them we'll go over a few different options to suit your budget, within your budget, and then you can choose because I remember at the training someone said if a customer was to get free quotes from three different customers or different services, companies. They normally go psychologically with the middle one. I took that into my business, and I'm the free companies. I give them the free options. So I give them the high option. I give them the middle, and I give them the low. So low might be just exterior only. Middle might be in and out, and then the high option will be in and out, fly screens, the whole shebang, like kind of thing. So you give them the three different options, and a lot of the time they're gonna pick which one fits into what they had in their head. And then we just say, if you can't afford the whole thing now, we'll book it in for next time, or something along those lines. So give them options.
So when you rock up there, so obviously be genuine, nice smile on your face. But are you asking him first for a budget, or how do you normally get to that sort of money situation? Like, or you ask him to say, what do you need done first, or what's the actual conversation look like?
Today I asked for a budget. Sometimes I ask for a budget. Sometimes it's kind of the vibe that you're getting off them. Like, so if they're a bit jittery about the price, like saying, like you'll pick up stuff over the phone.
On the phone.
Like, can I have a quote now? And then that's when I'll make, do you have a budget? But if they're like, just come have a look and we'll service the same day, like, then you don't have to say that kind of stuff. You just pick up these little cues from the customer if they're worried about price or if they've got a budget, and then you bring it up.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time when I quote, I don't know if I've just been lucky, it's been busy time and everyone just wants it done. Like, because a lot of the time I say my price and especially that first month, it was just like done. I didn't really have to fight, or like not fight, but like negotiate my price.
Yep.
This year I've noticed, like I've had to come down a little bit. Like I have to leave room for a little bit of movement, but that's fine. Like, that's all good. But yeah, I think I've just been getting lucky lately, maybe.
No, you're obviously doing some right, because you're doing great income in your first week as a sole operator, plus, converting at 75%, which is really, really good, I think. And I like your package idea. I think that's a great option. You're right. When you do like things on websites with pricing and stuff, you have the free package options, and it's the one in the middle. You expect people to do that. So that's a really good tactic.
Yeah.
And what else do you think's been helping you in terms of converting more clients or doing your business so far? Is there any other business advice or tips or things that you can share?
Punctuality, rocking up on time.
Yep.
Obviously, giving them time frames when you rock up, and if you're not going to be within that time, make sure you let them know. A lot of the time when I go to, a few times actually, a few clients have said, you've actually turned up. So like, like I'm just like a lot of the independents or people out there that are running businesses, punctuality is not one of their like strong suits or in the forefront of their mind. That's like a massive part of it. Like the actual service of the window, like cleaning the windows comes second, like, but everything else, the customer, like the punctuality, and say like you missed a little spot, like a lot of the time you're not going to be 100%, but if your punctuality is good and everything else is good, your customer service is good, if a customer sees a little smudge on their window, they're probably going to let it go and still give you a 5-star review. So like, not saying that like leave smudges on purpose, but like
I know what you mean, but it's a whole thing. It's not just the service; it's the
it's not
docking up on time, being presentable, being good on the phone, all these sorts of things. And it's sort of funny. People, I think, are getting burned more and more now of tradies, and I think they're willing to pay more now for a reliable service that they know is going to be reliable and rock up on time. And I think people understand that now, and it just is such a shortage of reliable tradies. So I think people are willing to accept it, and it's obviously great to hear that you're doing that as well. Now, I was going to say as well, with the services you offer, so you mentioned a bit before about internal, external cleaning. What else can you do? Obviously, you can do pressure cleaning of driveways and things. What else can you do in your business?
House washes, pressure cleaning.
And when you say house washes, I just want to ask a bit more about house washing, because I think this is a good one to talk about. So when you say house washing, like, do you mean like you get literally a pressure washer and you're cleaning all the outside of the house, like a black smudges, or do you just want to talk about that service a bit?
Yeah. So house washes, it's called soft washing these days.
Soft wash.
So we don't pressure wash the houses. So we just put on a solution onto the house. If it's got mold, then we'll use a certain solution for that. If it just needs a general like spider webs, soap, and soap will do. So we'll use like a XJet. It's like a downstream injector. And then you just spray the whole house pretty much with soap, let it sit, let it dwell, and then we'll just rinse it down, and it'll come off like, most of the time brand new pretty much. A lot of the time it's just the gutters that get real dirty and real moldy. So, but yeah, it makes a big difference when you clean that up.
I think it does, and I think it's a service that is it a common service that you do for people, or is it something that?
Nah, it's probably one of the lesser ones, maybe
Yeah.
10-20% of the work is house washing.
Right.
Maybe less. Majority is window cleaning and a bit of pressure washing. But we do like a lot of. I've been getting a lot of pergolas, a lot of mold on pergolas.
Okay, so is that mold like in the corners at the top, or mold on the?
Yeah. You know that plastic, the plastic sheets, the curvy ones. A lot, yeah. A lot of people just neglect them for like a long time, and they get heaps moldy. Yeah, and then expect you to come in, take it all 20 years off pressure washing pergolas and a bit of gutters as well. We do gutters as well.
Oh, you can do gutters. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about
A bit of
driveways?
cross divisional work. I think it's under mowing, but you can sort ourselves down.
Absolutely. And what about driveways? Do you much?
Driveways, yeah. Yep, driveways. We do driveways with the surface cleaner.
How satisfying is it seeing the driveway? Because obviously there's a lot of videos online which I see with people doing it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's getting popular now because of those videos.
Yeah. And what sort of equipment are you using? Obviously, you got a pressure washer. Is it like a truck mounted one, or what are you using your?
Yeah. I've got a hot water machine actually, so that's a point of difference for me as well. When I'm going to clients, that I tell them that I've got hot water on board.
Right.
Normally it just, you're like, oh, like it's not massive yet. Not a lot of people are carrying hot water machines.
Why is that?
Like how I told you about I have a fleet washing contract.
Yeah,
I do.
Yep.
Yeah, that I bought it for that off another guy.
Okay.
It came with the contract, the gear. I bought the gear off him, and it just happens to be hot water, just better. Like even when you're just washing like the dishes and that, you use hot water. You don't use cold water, so just cleans everything better. Better finish.
Okay.
And easier too. Easier.
And do you have a truck mount or anything as well, or is it just how does it set up look?
It's a ute. It's mounted to the ute. Yeah, and I've got a like 60-meter hose reel mounted to the ute, so it's just stationary, and then I just pull out the hose and walk around the house. Yeah, and I've got the water-fed pole. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, Lane. Yeah. A lot of clients still aren't familiar with it, so like when they expect me to squidgy all of the outside windows, and then I bring out the water-fed pole. And what's this? So that's another one too, is education. Like when you go to clients' places, is telling them what you're doing. Like take them through the steps. Yes. So like obviously you're telling them that you know what you're doing, by telling them, and then it just builds that trust too, that you're taking them through the process, and that you're gonna do a good job.
Are you doing that before, like let's say during the quoting process, or you do it when you rock up to do the job, or when do you sort of do that?
No, normally during the quoting process. So if I'm trying to win them over, like get them over the edge, then that will come out. Like the process will come out, and I'll show them.
You show them equipment or something, or what do you show them?
Yeah, I've showed them, because I showed them my brush, and I've got a reach at brush. It's one of the high end ones in the window cleaning game. It's a bit expensive, but I showed them that, and I've showed the customer the DI resin tank where it shows how clean the water is.
Okay,
yeah, because a lot of especially the old school clients, they think I'm just using water, like normal water, like tap water. And then I have to show them, like I have to test the water in front of them with the TDS meter and show them that I'm not just using tap water. We're using deionized water, and that's how it comes with that streak-free finish.
Yep.
Because a lot of them use the hose just to clean their windows, and they think I'm just doing the same thing. So you got to differentiate that. Yeah, sometimes too. And then when you show them the meter of just their tap, it'll read like 45 TDS. And then I'll stick it through my resin, and it'll read 000, and then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, okay."
But it's showing them value, right? So this is the value of the service I'm providing, and I think it's a really good point. You should educate people, no matter what you do, if you can. At the same time, so just feel as though they get some value, and they're happy to pay for it as well. Now, repeat customers. Are you getting any regular customers coming back, or how's it sort of going?
Yeah, like as I'm finishing the job, like I'm saying, within 12, 18 months, put it back, and I'll give you 10% off. So with the windows and that, like it's not like lawn mowing where it's like every 2 weeks. So a regular client for window cleaning might be like at best 6 months. Yeah, at best. So Moss has been pushing that on me heaps. Try get them regular. So I've been saving all their numbers on my phone. Like there's so many numbers, so many leads come in, but spending that time like saving them, and when you service them, so you go like, so my process I've just come up with it last week, was I'll save them and the date that I
Yep.
service them, and then next year I'll go through my phone and go through all the November customers that I service and send them a message. So yeah, with the regulars, with the window cleaning, like I mention it as I lead, but a lot of them don't actually solid book it to phone there. You know what I mean? So it's just I've come up with this system where I'll save their number and the date, and I'll send a message out within 12 months, like close to 12 months, but preempt them before you leave that you're gonna message.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a good point. Yeah, so they don't just get a random message out of the blue or something like that. So that's a good point. Yeah, for sure. Well, hopefully the new gym jobs in February has all that stuff in there for you to do, make it a lot easier. So that's the plan. So hopefully in February, touch wood that has it there for you, because that's what it's for. But yeah, you're right. The interval for you guys is 6-12 months. It's definitely a bit.
Yeah. So it's harder to get regulars, like, to book them in solid for 12 months time. But yeah.
And have you been happy with the leads coming through?
Yeah. December, I forgot how many leads, but I converted at about 70% in December. A few of the losses that I did was due to, probably some of them were my fault, and then some of them they wanted it then and there, like obviously before Christmas, and I just couldn't fit them in. Yeah. So a lot of those were like the losses in December. The leads have been quality. Like I said, like conversion rate has been high because the leads have been actual leads that want to get their work done.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I've had a few leads that obviously you're not going to win them all. So there's obviously those few leads where they'll message you on the day of the quote saying, oh, something's come up, You get those ones, but generally speaking, the leads have been quality leads and it's been good.
That's good. Well, we hope that people who call gyms a bit more quality than the independent ones maybe they might have been having before, because people with gyms, obviously, they know we're not going to be the cheapest around, but they're going to get a great service for a fair price. And what else? So you made a pretty gutsy decision to do what you did. Not a lot of people do it, and I think they regret it years later. So what else helped you make the decision to go the business route as opposed to staying in the employment? You obviously got a family. You wanted to for your family, but was there anything else? Or because it can be quite scary, and a lot of people want to do what you're doing, but they don't end up doing it. And they, and 20 years later, then they come back to us and then they do it. But what would you sort of say to them, or what sort of helped you to do the decision you did?
To make the jump towards gyms. Financially, what helped me heaps was the part-time fleet wash contract that I had. That helped me fund. So my normal job wouldn't be able to help me fund this, like, to get started. So that helped a lot. But I've always been someone that's wanted to run my own business for years. I've done heaps of stuff, like even online stuff. I've had a dabble in the online stuff. I've always wanted to just break free from the 9 to 5. But yeah, one thing I've learned over the years is you get out what you put in. So like the last couple of years, I've actually invested not just little chunks of money at a time. Obviously, you've got to have the right attitude to go with the money as well. You can't just invest money and think that it's going to happen. But over the years, I've invested little bits of money at a time, trying to start something, like buy a cheap pressure washer and start that, and then try upgrade as you go. But I've learned over time, what you get out is what you put in. So over the last couple of years, with the fleet washing contract, I put in a decent amount of money to win that, to get that contract, and the rewards are bigger than what I was getting before. And so once I seen that, I was like rinse and repeat with gyms. So whatever the cost was with gyms, it's not a small cost. Don't get me wrong. So whatever the startup was for gyms, I knew from previous experience with the truck washing that I'll if I have the right attitude, and I will get back what I've put in. And I've pretty much within how long have I been going for? Since 17th of November, I've pretty much almost paid off what I've put in. What it is for startup.
That's awesome. And how's it feel to finally be full time doing your own business?
Oh yeah, it feels awesome. It feels awesome. Another good feeling is just being able to provide work. So I've been able to bring a couple of my friends and family members that are off during the Christmas time, and they've been able to pick up a bit of work with me, and just being, because obviously coming from an Islander background, a lot of businesses just starting, like we're all just realizing now that we've all got the work ethic. We just need to, learning about the business side of things and being able to start our own businesses. So being the one to show the boys or show my cousins that like you can run your own thing and provide work, even if they don't want to do their own thing, but just being able to provide some sort of income. It's not like life-changing income for them, but just something to keep them going. That gives me that's a good feeling too, being able to provide work for friends and family.
Yeah, but also shows a good example of that you can do it as well. So as you said, you obviously had a great work ethic because you're doing a side hustle. You're trying to do side hustles on the outside of your night shift, so you wouldn't have had much time off. So
Yeah,
the work ethic's there, and I love reading your story because I think it's the great thing about gyms where people like you have always got the work ethic in them. They just don't have the vehicle sometimes to do it, and the gym's really cool as a franchise.
that's a big one. Yeah,
If you work your backside off like you're doing, it can really take you anywhere. It's great to hear as well. It's amazing that you're only 2 months in and you're doing that figure already as a solo operator. So it's just a matter of how big you want to build it. So what's your plans for your business moving forward? Obviously, you're a big year ahead with the kid on the way. So what's your plans?
so I've already got 3 boys.
Oh, you already got 3 boys. So I thought it was your first.
My best friend in the game. But yeah, but the plan is
Well, how's it been with your kids then? So how have you been with your kids then? Obviously, going from what you're doing, have they noticed a change? Have they noticed a change in you?
yes. So,
What you're doing?
yes. Oh, I haven't actually asked them, but
Yeah.
I've noticed the big change. Like I was doing night shift in there, yeah, and I was like, my sleep was crazy. Like,
Yes.
and I just noticed myself snapping a bit more, like snapping over little things. Now I've got my sleep's better. I feel better, and a lot of the time when I'm working, I can do drop off or I can do pickup, like school pickup or drop off, or sometimes I can do both. Like I can be at both. So a lot of the times, sometimes I'm only working 5 to 6 hours a day, but still making like a full time wage, but just working less hours. So that's the good thing about gyms. You don't have to do crazy numbers. You can just do your one job a day and go home and see your family, or you can. There's the option to get like the leads. There's enough work there to make what you want out of it.
And what's the plan? And what's the plan for your business then moving forward this year? You want to put on, like you said, you got some family work with you, which is fantastic. Is you want to build a big business, or are you just happy doing what you're doing, or what do you want to do with your franchise?
I want to just perfect the craft first, like get good at the craft. Like nowhere near know everything that that I need to know yet. So that first and foremost, just getting good at what I do, running into every situation possible as I possibly can, and learning. And then after that, then maybe bringing on another vehicle and another guy, and building the business. But I don't want to get too far ahead of me. I just want to do a good job first, learn the crafts, because window cleaning I'm still relatively new to it. Pressure washing I've got a little bit of experience, but the window cleaning I just want to master.
Now, when you say master, how can you how's it something like this? This is probably a dumb question, but like, how do you go and master? Is it just by literally just reps of doing more jobs? Are you going to YouTube, or you're going to Mustafa ask for? How are you going to? Where do you get that technique from, or where do you get that extra skill from?
Yeah, a lot of it came because I picked up a few jobs of Mus. He provided a few jobs, and we did it together. So just learning off someone else, is one of the main ones. YouTube, yes and no. That's a little bit like harder. And then just time on the tools is another one. Time on the tools, getting faster, getting more efficient, and just like because right now when I'm cleaning the windows, I think I'm over detailing a bit. Because just new and just
you're gonna do a great job.
Yeah. Just over detailing. So I'm spending maybe a little bit too much time on the detailing. So just getting better at that. Being more confident with the first ones through, and then just detail what I need to instead of going back and detailing the whole window. But that's what I mean by mastering it. It's just
more reps. Yeah, no, mate, understandable as well, for sure. And what do you enjoy about the actual work itself?
The customers' reactions, like before and afters. We've got some good before and afters. The actual work is like when I bring people on, when I bring some of the boys on, like they're saying it's not easy. It's like it's proper work. Like it's not hard nor easy, but it's hard yakka. So the work's work. Like, but being able to provide a service, being able to provide a service and seeing the clients happy at the end, that's very enjoyable.
Because I think you guys, I think people, if they clean their windows at home, they think they're probably like me, you can know about, you just don't know how to do it, and you get frustrated. You buy this streak free cleaner or whatever, and you put it on there, and your window is not streak free. No matter what you do, right? So whereas you guys,
yeah.
I've seen Mazin before, and you guys can actually achieve that. So if you do want streak free cleaning, I just think don't even bother doing it yourself at home. Just get the boys in to do it.
Yeah.
Because I think it does really make your house, especially when you go to sell something like that, or you want to sell your home or whatever. Like having the windows done, like it might sound like it's a simple thing, but it can really help the presentation of the home or something like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done a few windows where the house needs a house wash, but they don't want a house wash. They just want the windows done.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but yeah, the rest of your house is dirty. But it does make a big difference even if you just do the windows. I said that to a customer actually, and he goes, "Yeah, you're doing a good job at selling yourself." But I was like, "No, I'm being actually legit, like it actually does make a difference."
Everyone's house. Tell you what, the reason why I asked about the soft wash because I look thinking at my own house and I need to do it. I keep going to myself, I'm going to buy a gurney or something. I'm thinking, no, I know you guys do it, so I'll probably have to get one of you guys to do it. But I think the house wash, just soft wash is something that people don't think of, but I think it actually can improve the look of your home really dramatically for really low cost.
Yes. 100%. And a lot of people wait like 10, 20 years.
Yes.
10, 20 years and the house is full of mold, especially on render. Mold sticks to that a lot, and a lot of people don't clean it regularly. So yeah, when we get there, it's a big transformation, but yeah, it's a bit of work.
I know we don't want to talk about prices too much, but like a soft wash for like a normal, let's say 3-story, 4-story house. I'm sorry, a single-story house. But like, what's the range that people look at?
I think they started for normal single-story about $350.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, $350 again, and then depends on the condition of the house. After that, then the price will increase after that. But I think it's starting around $300, $350.
It's a pretty good price.
Standard story house wash.
How long does it take? Is it around a couple of hours, or how long does it take?
Yeah, probably a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So you'll just go section by section. So you'll soap up one section.
Yeah.
Let it dwell, and then you'll soap up the say 5-10 minute dwell time. Then you'll soap up the next section, and then you'll rinse the section that was dwelling, and then obviously when you repeat that process till you get around the house. Yeah.
I think it's a great service. I'm going to get it because I need it for mine, and I'll save me buying a gurney, and I can't do it. I'll do a crap job. And I'll stuff it up. Whereas I've seen you guys do it before. You've got all the great equipment as well. And I just think I'm walking with my dogs. Just look at all the houses who could use a house wash. I think it's a great service that not enough people know about, but I think people should get done more as well.
Yeah. It's underrated. It's one of your biggest assets, your properties, but probably the most neglected is the outside of the property.
It's 100%, especially the weatherboard houses and all these. People, as you said, it's the most massive amount of money in these things, and I think a simple house wash can really make it look a lot better.
Yeah, we clean everything else except for the actual asset itself, for the exterior.
For the exterior, yeah. There is anything else you want to leave us with today that I haven't asked you? Is there any other questions I should ask you all?
No, like I've been asked a few times, would you recommend gyms? Like from people, because I post on my stories and people ask and this and that, and I'm like, I always just tell them it's not a walk in the park. You actually have to work, So like, if you've got that work ethic, like I said before, and the right attitude, gyms is the vehicle for you. Like I keep telling people, if I was to start again, I'd probably just go straight to gyms, and probably just go straight to gyms, and just the support is massive, especially as a startup. Like as a new guy on the market, like just having support is massive, even just with the training. So I don't give them a hard, obviously just because I'm doing well, I'm not just going to recommend it to people, because I don't want them to think, I know you go there. Everyone's different. Like you still have to work hard. Like, because I know my work ethic. I don't know how other people want to work. So I tell them you still have to work, but it's
great advice. That's great advice. Yeah, and you're spot on. Like that's what we do a lot of these interviews. I'm thankful that you're doing it because people can hear that you got to work hard. But if you are hard worker and you can take feedback on board and improve all the time, you can do really, really well. So we want to try and get that out as much as possible. And now people should do observation days and they can listen to podcasts and interviews like this as well to help them in their sort of fact finding as well. But we'll leave it there, and good luck with everything. It's great to be out of, because I do remember you from training. I said to you before we started talking that I remember, and I asked Jim Clipper, you asked him about same day service, a very specific question to Jim about it. So I'm glad to see someone from training 2 months later do really, really well. It makes us feel a lot better at head office as well, because we obviously meet all you guys in training, and seeing that it's married up to the promises from our end so quickly for you as well. And it's well done to yourself and doing extremely well.
Thank you.
When you started, it's amazing, and good luck with your fourth child. I thought it was your first, but good luck with your fourth, and hope everything goes well with you. And maybe in a year or two we can, hopefully you get a massive business and you can jump on again and we can catch up with how you're doing. But we appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
All good. Thanks, Joel.
Thank you for listening to the episode of the Gyms podcast. If you want to learn more about the Gyms Group, head to gyms.net or call us on 131 546 Australia or 0800 454 654 New Zealand. And if you did like the episode as well, please make sure you leave a review or a comment or a thumbs up or a comment on the video as well. We appreciate your support. And until next episode, we hope you have a great week.